Hi, I'm Natasha Lockhart. Spring is in the air and we are talking all about weddings.
I'm Aqua Danes. Weddings have got to have flowers, cakes, and rings.
And I'm Stacy Beck. Don't forget the photographer and a dress, of course.
It's our wedding show coming right up on Studio Chatter. Welcome to our special edition of Studio Chatter. We are going to be your mini bridal fair. Get your pencils and paper ready. We got lots of information for you today. Wedding chat list.
This is going to be a fun episode.
Yes. Gosh, making me wanting. Do I want to get married again? No, not really, but it's nice to learn
We have
more
some
about
fun people lined up.
Yes.
It's
Always
gonna
fun
be a good
to
time.
pretend plan a wedding and give
Exactly.
advice and see the new trends. I always love to see the new
Or I've been
trends.
the mom of 2 kids now. And
Getting
so
married.
the people coming in and just kind of talking budgets and what to expect and what the trends are. This is going to be a great show.
Absolutely.
Yes.
One thing I wanted to ask you guys is how much do you spend on average for a wedding gift?
Well, I think we're talking about that. You said depends on the person, right?
Yeah.
I think it depends on the couple, and
Yeah.
then I always go and take a look at the registry to
Okay.
see maybe
Yeah.
what's on there, to see maybe if there's something that catches my eye in particular, or if maybe, I don't know, linens always seem to be safe, or
Kitchen
cash always seem
stuff.
to be safe,
Yeah.
and then maybe you just contribute to a group gift
Group gifts
list
are
or
nice.
something nice.
Yeah. It was interesting when my son got married. They kind of split the gifts. My daughter-in-law opened all the gifts. My son opened all the cards with money. It came into 3 gifts away. So he had finished the cards and there were 3 more gifts left. That's
Really?
how close it was. So that was just interesting because I always wonder, do they want cash? The guys want cash. The girls want the gift. So it's good to do it kind of whatever works.
Yeah.
Do you think that changes with age?
Yeah.
Maybe you want just the cash now.
Still want
But if
the
you
cash.
registered for it, like sometimes I
Right.
want to register for my birthday.
Right.
Like, there's just some things I want. Nobody's going to know.
I don't know. There's so many things too, and I think again, it's one of those things that have changed with time because I know that some people give couples like gift cards to go to restaurants,
Right.
and I've heard couples say we literally didn't have to cook for like months because they had places to go out to eat and they didn't open their cookware, or you
That's a good
know,
idea.
millions of random
about that.
different towels, or just I don't know, fun things.
This is going to be fun. I'm
is.
excited to see
Super,
some.
super fun. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes. Coming up next, we will talk about the trends of the year. Don't go away. Welcome back to the Studio Chatter Wedding Show. Getting a wedding together can be a very overwhelming challenge. To help us navigate through it all, welcome Bree Stewart from Utah Valley Bride Magazine to the table.
Hi. Thanks for
Oh my
having me.
word. So glad that you could be
I'm
here.
so glad I could be
This
here
is
too.
so awesome. The best of the best to help guide us through such a very, very big challenge.
It's huge.
Yes.
It's such a big deal. The wedding days are the days that you look forward to your whole life and then remember your whole life. So
Oh, so let's
And
just get
then
right
want
to it.
skip
Yes.
as it gets closer because it's so much work. You're just like, I just want it over.
totally. They can be very stressful times as well. So
Bree, you have worked in the bride industry in Utah Valley Bride for
long
12,
time,
13 years.
Well, yeah, 12, 13 years, and I've been the editor for about 9 years.
So you have a lot of advice, a lot of tips.
Yes.
Where would you like to start?
So one of my first pieces of advice for all brides is to look into getting a wedding planner, because I think automatically we price ourselves out of wedding planners.
Yes.
But honestly, when wedding planners offer a variety of services, you can go the full enchilada and have a wedding planner who plans everything from the concept of your wedding to the execution. But there are also services with things like day of coordination, where you plan your wedding, you and your mom plan your wedding of your dreams, and then you hire someone to come in the day of the wedding and take care of the details. Make sure, meet all of your vendors when the cake person arrives, or coordinate with your florist florist that day, make sure the decor is set up. If the refreshments are running low, they make sure they're being filled so that you're not worried about whether the tarts are running low, so that your family can enjoy that day and be so present in that moment. So there are all kinds of services. So that would be my first tip, would just be look into what they offer, wedding planners.
And just Google it,
And
wedding planner.
Exactly.
And I'm sure we'll find it on
On
Bride.
Utah Valley Bride.
Yeah.
Absolutely. There are a variety of wedding planners and a variety of services.
Okay.
So they can cater to a lot of different budgets.
Ideally,
Yes.
if you could have like the perfect engagement period to have the time to get it all put together,
Yes.
how long would that be?
I'd say the typical engagement time in Utah Valley is maybe 4 months.
Right.
And it can happen. It's good. I think our vendors in Utah are pretty used to it. And
But
can
ideally,
make it
what would you say?
happen.
Try to do this.
Oh, I would say 4 to 6, maybe.
Okay.
4 to 6 months would be an awesome time, but they've done it. They've worked miracles, these Utah vendors of ours.
Yes.
Absolutely. So.
What are some of your favorite things that you see right now?
Oh my goodness. So as far as gowns are concerned, one of my favorite things is that brides are just having fun and they are letting their gown just speak to their personality. So color is a huge thing. Like as with this is our Real Bride cover that we have, and she's got a pink
Yes.
amethyst gown, which with the pink salt flats and that sunset,
that is
yeah.
gorgeous.
absolutely killer. I've seen blush gowns, blue wedding gowns, gray wedding gowns, especially with our community being predominantly LDS, and you have many temple weddings here, but a lot of brides are no longer wearing their wedding dress in the temple ceremony.
Okay.
And so that kind of frees you up. You can have your dress that you wear in the temple ceremony, and then you
Okay.
can have fun with your
That's
dress
good to know,
for the
though.
reception and your pictures and everything.
Because that's like a party.
Oh, totally. I've seen
Yeah.
floral print wedding dresses. I mean, so many
wow.
fun things. Another fun one is, so this is another one of our covers this year, and it's a cape. So there's a cape on that wedding dress.
Oh, my word.
So capes are in right now, which
Really?
I'm thrilled with, because who doesn't want to be Wonder Woman, essentially, And it's fun for the bride who maybe doesn't want a veil, maybe wants to do
Right.
a floral piece or a jewelry piece, but they still want that formality and elegance
Okay.
of a veil. The cape kind of acts like that. And fun fact, so capes also and veils do amazing in the wind. So when we went down to southern Utah and shot this, and I am actually right behind here.
You are?
crouching down on the cliff. I thought I was gonna die. This is what I do for brides. Crouching down. It was so windy this day, and I'm holding that cape so that it wouldn't like fly anywhere. But I mean, come on, the cape in the wind.
Oh.
Yes,
You just
that
can't
is
beat
funny.
it. You just can't beat it. So
That's so
so
funny.
capes are fun. Color is fun. There are bows that are like, people have giant bows on their back.
Really?
Oh my goodness.
It's
Sky's
anything
the
goes.
limit.
Yeah,
Okay.
anything
Yeah.
does go. What about venues? Do you have a favorite venue?
Oh, so many. I love Thanksgiving Point, their Rose Garden. Oh, come on.
pretty.
So
Yeah.
beautiful. Sundance is such a gorgeous wedding, just nestled there in the canyon. So beautiful. We're so lucky here in Utah. Like, I think of it with venues and also with our bridals. I mean, there are so many places. We have like 20 locations in one. We've got the
Right.
sand dunes, the salt flats, the southern Utah red rocks, open
That's true.
fields, the mountains. I mean, you can get any backdrop that you'd like here in Utah, and we
That's
are
true.
so lucky to have the gorgeous landscape that we do to be the backdrop of our wedding community. We're so lucky.
So,
to be where
Bree,
we
tell
live.
me about Utah Valley Bride Instagram.
Oh, so we have our Instagram at Utah Valley Bride, and it's so much fun. We have such a great engaged following,
Yes.
and we have about nearly 78,000 followers right now, which is fun.
Yeah, you want to follow them.
Yeah.
They're incredible.
We
And Bree
post-
does it all.
I do it all.
She does it all.
So if you're talking to me on DM, it's me. Hello.
Yes.
And yeah, it's so much fun. We feature real weddings. So we have our magazine that comes out once a year, and we have 4 covers for each season for the newsstands. And then online we have daily features every weekday. We have a brand new feature which features real weddings, styled shoots that we put together or that other local vendors put together with just inspiration and ideas. And so it's really fun because I'm always going to love the real love story because that's why we're doing what we're doing. We're, interviewing these girls. Like when I get their email responses back, like there's so many exclamation points in those emails. There's so many. Like they're just thrilled and so excited and the promise of their future. And that's why we do what we do because it's such a happy, beautiful time to celebrate. And then as far as the styled shoots go, it's just so much inspiration for wedding colors and venues and vendors. Oh my gosh, Utah, I gotta tell you, has the best vendors in the world. Like our wedding community is celebrated throughout the nation and the world. 100%.
That's so incredible.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, yes. On that note, unfortunately, we have to wrap it up. But this has to be like the best job and the best place to feature brides in the world. Thank you so much for joining us. Coming up next is in our bridal fair, the newest wedding dresses. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the Studio Chatter Wedding Show. Traditional or modern, lace and ruffles, so many choices. Welcome Leslie Carr from Veronica Michaels to the fair.
Thank you.
Welcome.
We love
Happy
having
to be
Leslie
here.
here.
Right. It's good to be back because I love all of you.
Thank
We
you.
love talking wedding dresses.
Absolutely.
Tis the season.
That's right. There's
We
so
wanna get
many
married
weddings
again.
that happen right at the end of when school gets out, right?
Yes. So Leslie, it's March.
Yes.
If someone's wanting to get married in 2 months, they better go somewhere else because most people need 5 months to order their dress in and have it altered.
If they're going to order one, if they're going to buy one off the rack, then they
they're
can come,
set.
see what's
okay.
available.
Oh, okay.
You know, so many girls are using Pinterest these days, and sometimes that's good, and sometimes it's bad because they'll come in with a specific dress in mind that may have been custom made for the girl that doesn't even exist. So it's good to get ideas from Pinterest, but not to be too specific of this is the dress I have to have because it may not even exist.
But you have quite a wide inventory.
That's
And
right.
then you do alterations that you could probably do some.
customize.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So they can bring in their Pinterest pictures and give us ideas, and then it's really good to be open to try on everything.
Freestyle.
You know, a lot of times I'll say they'll come in with their entourage, and I'll say, let mom pick one, let sister pick one, let aunt pick one, let us pick one, you pick one, because a lot of times it's not the dress that you think you're going to want
Right.
that you end up with. In fact, people will come in and say, I want a mermaid, I want it ivory, I want, and just have a very specific list and come out with a ball gown that's white, totally
right.
And
different
it's
than what they
interesting you're
expected.
saying about the colours. So what's with the ivory and the white? Because when I got married, it was a symbol
That's right.
of pureness. Okay,
Yes.
I wasn't going to say that word, but right? And have we moved away from that? It doesn't matter now.
Yes, you can be pure in ivory. You can be pure in hot pink.
I've even seen black now that you mentioned that.
Yes, I was gonna say that,
There's
yeah.
a
We do
lot of
have
color.
one beautiful ivory wedding gown with black lace on it.
Wow.
Yeah, a bride was trying it on today, and she was like, "Do I dare?"
Oh, yeah, I suppose.
So are there any trends in 2018 that you want to share with us?
Well, color is one of the trends. A powder blue in the background. My mother's wedding gown was even like that. She had a powder blue strapless sheath with a full lace overdress that was in ivory. And it's beautiful,
that's fun.
Pink, the blush pink is really big this year.
Okay.
So many people are coming in and I say, what are your colors? And blush.
Yes.
And a lot of times they want their wedding gown to reflect that also.
Okay.
So we need a budget, don't we?
A budget is a great thing to have, but not to get too, glued into.
Okay.
Yes, because
Be open.
sometimes Dad will say, you can get a wedding gown for $200. I heard somebody once that got a wedding gown for $200, and then they come in and can't find anything that they love.
Right.
In my opinion, The two most important things you can do in your wedding is to look beautiful yourself, have a beautiful gown, and then have beautiful photography and videography of the gown, so you have the memories of the day. So if you have to, serve a cheaper refreshment, who cares? As long as you look good, that's the main thing.
You want to
Here,
look like a
here.
princess.
That's right.
That's true.
On the other hand, you don't have to spend, like if you've seen on Say Yes to the Dress, you don't have to spend $30,000
I sure
to
hope
get
not.
a wedding gown
Oh,
that's
right.
beautiful. In fact, I don't have anything over $2,000 in my store.
wow.
Okay, that's
So
nice.
yes, we have everything from $99 on the clearance rack up to like $1,800.
That's pretty good. Yeah. That's
And
really nice.
really, I remember years ago, my sister-in-law, she paid $800 for her gown, and that was like 30 years ago. So
Back then, wow.
yeah, so really, because the gowns are made mostly in China now, the prices really haven't gone up.
Oh, that's good to know.
So they're really a good value, especially with all the lace and the beautiful fabrication that's on the dresses.
Wow. So you brought some of your
Yes, let's see what we.
So we want to see what
wow.
you brought.
Okay, this is Cosette, and this is one of the examples of color underneath the lace. So there's a beautiful champagne color under this ivory lace. So normally the lace is still ivory, but they have the champagne or a different color underneath that really lets the lace stand out. And Cosette, show them your beautiful train. This has been a really hot dress for us because it's got a triple layer lace train.
Oh, that's so
Isn't that
pretty.
stunning?
Yes, that is.
And so if you like a mermaid shape, which is still really big, that's a really beautiful way to go.
That is gorgeous.
Beautiful.
Beautiful veil as well.
Yes, and she's got a very simple veil so that it doesn't compete with the lace on the dress. There's enough going on there that she doesn't want anything to pull away from her lace on the dress. And we still do more veils than we don't, but everybody gets to choose. They get to do what is they're comfortable with. And if you want to get one of those beautiful photographs with the veil over your face and maybe he's under there with you kissing you, then you need a veil like that to do that.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Thank you.
Like the bodice as well.
Well, and how it
Buttons.
sets off her red hair to have that
Yes.
color.
Yeah.
See, if she was in white, it would be much less stunning.
Washed out. Yeah. Yeah.
We actually had a discussion about this dress just a little bit before we started filming, and you're telling us this is not white.
That's right. It's off-white, and they even call it ivory. But people in the store will always say, I love this white gown. And I'll say, oh, well, it's actually not white. But until you get a white gown next to it, you can't tell. So if you want to look white, but white's not the most flattering color to your skin tone, then you can have an off-white
And that
dress.
is gorgeous against her skin tone.
That's right. The long sleeves are a huge trend right now. I can't even tell you how many people come in and say, I want long sleeves on my dress.
Yeah.
And yeah, the industry is still trying to catch up with that because they hadn't been doing that.
that's so pretty.
And the sheer illusion top is also great. The blingy belt is right on the dress. It's not an add-on, but we can add something like that onto a dress. And Kate, tell them what you love about that dress. The cathedral veil.
I love the cathedral veil as
And
well.
that's really an up-and-coming thing about a lot of people wanting cathedral veils. And it's rather sudden that's
It's gorgeous, and the
long
tulle
sleeves and
is-
the cathedral veils. So,
yes.
and that is a classic traditional gown.
Yeah, very.
That would never go out of style.
Nope.
No.
No.
It would always
beautiful,
be.
beautiful.
Yeah. And Kate is also the second attendant now in Miss Spanish
Yes, she
Fork,
is.
so I'm glad to have her.
Okay.
Emma,
Very
let's
good.
see
Thank
what
you.
you've got.
Okay.
Love this
Oh
one,
my
too.
gosh, that lace.
Yes.
Okay, that lace is shot with a gold thread, which gives
I
it a
can see
really interesting look to it. The sweetheart neckline is beautiful with the scalloped lace around the neckline. The layering in the bottom is of the skirt is so pretty. The little buttons up the back.
Oh my gosh.
I'd say 95% of the people that come in go, I love the buttons, and a lot of the dresses do have the buttons. You know, maybe 5% say take the buttons off, but most people like the buttons.
I love it.
Yeah,
That is gorgeous.
It is beautiful.
All right, thank you.
Emma.
Oh, this one is beautiful too.
Okay, what do you notice about this strip gown?
It's just simple.
Yes, just it looks like a fairy princess.
That's right. And I've even got her in bare feet,
Bare feet,
because
yes.
it's more of a casual look, a kind of a boho look.
Yep.
And the headband that she chose to go with it, I just love, and the way her hair's in the braid goes with that whole look. Another long sleeved. The sheer lace sleeves are really big, but see, there's not a lot of structure in this dress. It's just simple and drapey. The flowy bottoms are really big right now. That's another one of the trends, is to have a flowy bottom.
So pretty.
Gorgeous.
Thank you. Simple. Thank you.
And our final one.
Okay, this is
gorgeous.
April. And what she's wearing on her head we'll talk about first. This is called a halo. And doesn't she look like an angel?
Indeed.
Okay, notice the horsehair, it's what it's actually
Yeah.
called. The strips of horsehair in the skirt that make the horizontal stripe mixed in with the lace. Ball gowns are still really big, and it's so flattering on so many figures. You know, if you have a little bit bigger hip, a ball gown is beautiful, especially if you have a little tiny waist like she does. And by the way, April does not have a big hip.
No, I was just going to say that same thing.
No, she doesn't. But yes, the lace is exquisite, and it's sweet, but it's also trendy with the little stripe on there, you
like
know.
it.
It's got a little modern appeal mixed in with the traditional.
Fun.
That looks gorgeous, April.
Oh, thank you so much.
That was fun. Thank you.
Yes, just
Leslie.
can't go wrong at Veronica Michaels for a wedding gown. Just gorgeous.
Shop local.
Yes.
Yeah.
Happy with your choice.
Wow.
Yes, amazing. Thank you
Do you
so
want to
much.
just quickly
Thank
tell
you,
our
ladies.
audience how to get a hold of you or where to find
Sure. 801-798-1337 is our phone number. We're at 1260 East Center Street, right here in Spanish Fork. And we have people from all over the state and other states as well come and shop in our store. And it's well worth your time to go.
Yes,
Leslie.
you can definitely see why. Thanks so much. Coming up next, wedding rings that say forever and how to save the memories of the big day. Stay with us. Welcome back to Studio Chatter. The choice of the wedding bands can be a pretty tricky decision. Here to help us out with that is Sean and Rochelle Mickelson from Forge Jewelry.
Hi.
Hi guys. Thanks
for having
coming
us.
from Provo.
Oh my
Thanks for having us.
I think this is my
Lovely.
favorite part. I love the bling.
Yeah.
Yes.
You do. We're excited.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm really excited. What, people go in for a ring and they want to, especially the women. What do they do to make it unique? Their own thing. How do they customize it?
Yeah. So custom has become a real popular trend because everyone wants something that is unique. No one else has it. So they're able to come in and at our store specifically, we do a CAD design software where they can do anything their little heart's desire. So often they'll take pictures from Pinterest and take little different parts and pieces of different rings that they really like, make it their own. Sometimes they'll even introduce a symbol that's specific to them and their love story, which we love when they do that. It's really fun.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So both of my kids went to Forge for their both rings for both couples, and that was my favorite thing is watching them customize. One was a lot more custom, and what my son came for his ring, and it was more similar to others, but then he put their birthstones underneath so she can see the birthstone, his and hers, and then he can add more birthstones of their kids kind of under the setting. So I
that's
love
neat.
how custom you
Yeah,
guys.
we love that one, and I would remember your son's ring because from the top it just looks like a regular ring,
Yeah.
but as they look at the side, it's kind of their personal
Yeah.
thing, which is really fun.
That's cool.
So, yeah.
You guys are great.
Even your ring. So what kind? Is it gold? Is it titanium? What is it?
I'm actually wearing my kind of geeky wedding ring today. It's actually a tungsten carbide, and it has a little Star Wars symbol on the side.
Oh.
Yeah,
So
there you
even
go.
the guys can come.
Okay,
Yes.
I have a 19-year-old
Yes.
son, and I already know he
Okay,
wants that
there you
wedding
go.
ring. Okay. Yeah.
So what metal is
Yes.
the most popular right now?
For ladies' rings, we actually just did a little poll, and it's 50% white gold.
Okay.
Right now, it's 32% rose, and then it's 17% yellow gold,
gold.
and then there's only 1% of platinum
Okay.
that we're selling right now. So definitely white,
Okay.
but we're seeing rose gold really rise in the popularity.
Very trendy.
Yeah,
And
it
don't you
is.
think we're seeing a lot of combining metals?
Yeah, a lot of two-tones.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then what about the stone? What about the shape? Is it still pretty, round is very,
It is,
traditional?
yeah. Round
that
is still our most popular,
Okay.
but I would say we do a lot of oval
Okay.
shape right now. We do pear shape, cushion. Those are our most popular ones, and then we see a lot of just different things.
Okay.
So it's fun to see that, but round seems to always be the most popular.
What, from a jeweler's point of view, what is there any particular way that you like to point? I mean, just for cut and clarity and
Yeah.
showing off the stone.
Yeah, we really try to do what they prefer,
Okay.
but if they are kind of open to it, I'm still a fan of round. That's
Okay.
what Rochelle has on her ring is
Well,
a
look
round
at it.
brilliant,
My
so-
goodness. Yes.
It reminds me of
beautiful.
Princess Diana. Remember when she had the blue?
She's got sapphires, yeah. Yeah.
Gorgeous.
What are the top tips you would give people as they're out shopping for their wedding rings?
We're the first stop usually in
Yes,
this
you are.
whole thing. And so many times the girls have already done most of their shopping on Pinterest. So we like them to find their style. But one of the things we really recommend is that they have found these styles they like on the screen, but come in and try it on or something similar, if they don't have exactly what they want, because that way they can see if it fits on their finger and those kind of things. They need to come with a budget in mind. They need to find a good jeweler. There's a lot of different people in the industry. It's a huge industry, and you can find all different types of quality. It's all over the board, so you want to make sure you find someone who's good. And those are
Right.
a couple of the top things.
Well, on that note, how do they find you? What's the best way to find you?
So our phone number is 801-704-7020.
Okay.
And then we're online at forgejewelryworks.com.
And I encourage everyone to follow them on Instagram. You guys post daily,
Do.
and it's always fun to see your guys' post, whether it's for a wedding or Mother's Day coming up, a birthday,
Oh, true.
Christmas, holidays.
We do a
You
lot
guys
of
are
redesigns
fantastic.
too. For
and
people,
watches.
that we do. So, and we brought you guys some gifts.
thank you.
We didn't even notice.
So you're welcome to open them there. So feel free to open those up if you'd like. You were going to say something.
Yeah, while you're opening them, I just thought I'd say, if you know where Pizza Pie Cafe is in Provo, we're right there. So it's a really easy location to find.
Oh, these are gorgeous.
So these are great for spring. They're very trendy. Stacking bracelets is a big thing. So stack them up. It's kind of fun. And thank you for having us. We
Yeah,
appreciate
well,
it.
thank you so much. We'll be sure to stop by and visit.
Thanks for having us.
Well, next up in our bridal fair, finding a photographer that's a good fit for you. Everything in a wedding clamors for our attention, but one service that creates the memories that last a lifetime is the photography. Welcome Emily Bourne with Natural Born Photography. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
I love the name of your business.
Yes.
So,
Kind of a play on words.
yeah. How long have you been doing weddings?
I've had my business and I've been doing weddings for almost 6 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Love it.
I do, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a lot
story.
of
It's like a
fun.
fairy tale, isn't it? You know, see
Yeah.
them from before they actually, can come together, and then after as well.
Yeah, you
This
capture
is
the.
probably the most important part of the
I
wedding.
agree.
Yeah.
I agree as well.
I agree.
Sometimes I hate to say it. I don't want to because
diminish everyone
they're-
else's.
yeah, all the vendors are great. but-
Well, I mean, all of those things are very important, but these are literally, you're creating the memories that last a lifetime. So when you're picking the photographer, you have to pick ever so carefully because you don't want that one element to
Right.
go wrong.
Yeah.
So as the photographer, you want to be comfortable with the people that you're taking the pictures of, and vice versa, right?
Absolutely.
So, yes. So, as far as advice, what can you help us with by way of maybe budgets? What should they budget for?
So there's a photographer for every budget out there.
Okay.
But you do have to keep in mind that you get what you pay for sometimes. So
Definitely
obviously,
with this, I think.
the higher budget, the higher quality photos, the higher quality products. I brought some products, but again, like it just depends on what you want, you know.
How do you pick a photographer?
Yeah, that
I
was
mean,
my
there's so many.
Right.
How do I say, oh yeah, she's amazing? I mean, just from looking at you, or how?
Yeah, you know.
look for?
So first of all, it's important that they have a legitimate business, right? Like, oftentimes your friend with a nice camera or a family member will offer to shoot your wedding, right? But there are a lot of perks that come with hiring a professional. There's legalities, insurance, that contract that guarantees that they are there that day,
Sure.
shooting
That's
all day
important.
long, and that they will deliver the images in a timely manner, right? They have backup cameras in case something goes wrong. Oftentimes, I'll bring a second shooter with me to capture moments that I can't get by myself.
Yeah. So is the
Yeah.
best idea like to get online, go to a couple different websites, and then narrow it down to your style?
Yeah, so it's important that you pick someone that has a style that you like,
Right.
their editing, the way they shoot. Before you meet with them, I think it's important that you ask for to see a full wedding gallery, right?
Okay.
Like a full wedding day that they've shot. Oftentimes, photographers will just post the best of the best, right? But you want to see, from
Oh.
the start of the day to the end,
Okay.
and make sure that everything looks good, that they have
Okay.
the skills to cover, and that they can shoot maybe in that dark venue or in
Right.
really bright sunshine. You know, these are tricky lighting
Okay.
situations. So if you see a full day, you know that they have that skill set.
Okay. And it's
That's so
obviously
true.
important to meet the photographer because you really form a relationship with them. You're with them for the pre-shoots, like for your wedding gown or your first look, clear through the wedding day.
Yeah, yeah. And if you're not comfortable with your photographer, it shows in the images. Like your smiles aren't natural, people are more awkward, more stiff. But
Yeah.
if it's somebody that you're comfortable with, that you get along with well, it makes the day go a lot smoother. Yeah.
So sorry, just really quick. Do you have like another option for people who don't have a lot of money? Maybe they have their budget's a lot smaller. Do you have?
Yeah, absolutely.
alternatives?
So they can shorten the time that they hire the photographer for. That will cut down on the budget. Product-wise, I do smaller albums
Oh, that's a good idea.
for a lower price, or
Or no album? What if someone didn't want an album? Or is with you
Just
is
on
it
a
you get an album?
So I'm a big believer in delivering to the full extent.
Okay.
I feel like just delivering digital images isn't finishing the job.
Yeah.
Like I've come up short. So I always deliver something, whether it's some canvases for their wall or an album, a large album or small album,
Okay.
or
That's a
some
good
kind of a
idea.
display box.
Let's look at your display
love
box.
this,
I
yeah.
want to see it.
Great idea.
So this is a big one. This is an 11 by 14.
So you do these in different sizes as well?
Yeah, so you can get
Okay.
this in 8 by 10, and this is the larger album, but it's made in Italy, handmade.
Wow.
This is Italian leather, and it's sealed. If you lift off the lid, you can kind of
Oh,
feel
yeah. It's
the
airtight.
airtight, yeah.
Right.
So this will last generations. This is something you can pass
Okay.
down. And then all the photographs. So this is a deep matte print, which means you can see there's no sheen on that photograph at all.
Right.
And the colors are very rich. This one isn't colored, but there's a lot of depth in the color range, and these mattes are
Oh,
very.
they're so.
Beautiful.
They're heavy.
Yeah, they
They're
really are.
made to last.
I love how trends kind of change with the time. This probably wasn't available around, when I got married.
Right.
But there's always fun new things that change. I do love this.
Do you do like if you've already had your wedding and you want to glamorize what we've done? For example, we got married before. Not that we're very young. Anyway, if I want to transfer some of my pictures, with the digital, would you be able to do something like this with it as well?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
That's cool. These are beautiful.
Yeah, I
Emily,
like that
thank you.
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you.
Thank you so
If somebody wanted to book you for their wedding, what's the best way to get a hold of you? Oh, whoops. this one goes
I am
top.
on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. Natural Born Photography.
Can't forget
I have a
that.
website. All under that name. So yeah.
Fantastic.
Go check out her work.
Yes, thank you
Emily.
for joining us today. Coming up next, we talk about flowers and cakes. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the Studio Chatter Wedding Expo. Flowers add such beauty to the wedding. Here to help us choose well is Carrie Hanks from Carrie's Design Floral. Welcome to the chatter.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Hi, I'm so excited. Yeah,
We're
it's great.
excited.
Yeah.
So Carrie has provided the flowers for my two kids that were married in 2015 and 2016.
Beautiful.
So I think as a mother coming with the bride or the groom, the first question is budget. Like, how much is this going to cost me?
Yes, that's a big question. That's usually one of the first things.
You know what? That's a really good question too. I'm going to add on top of that. Who's responsible? Which party is responsible for the flowers?
Okay, well, there's a traditional thought that the groom's family pays for the flowers.
That's what I thought.
And that's
okay.
what we did.
Okay.
But some people, the groom's family will pay for the line flowers.
Okay.
And then the bride's family will pay for the decorating flowers if there's a lot of those. So it goes both ways because it depends on what you're ordering. If you've gone to a venue and they provide table arrangements and things like that, then the bride's family usually picks that up along with the venue price.
Okay. So is there an average budget for flowers, or is it all over the board?
It's all over the board. It just kind of depends on the bride and what she's looking for, and bridal bouquets can run anywhere from $100 up to $500, depending on what you put in it.
And you need two. You need one for the gown shoot, and then one for the wedding.
Yes, we do that a
So,
lot now. That's been a really big thing in the last few years.
Now, are you a fresh floral only shop? Do you only?
No.
Okay.
No, we will do silk.
Okay.
It's not, contrary to popular belief, silk is not cheaper than live. And you can run into quite a big expense with silk over live. So.
That's very interesting.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what are the trends this year?
Well, the trends, according to Martha Stewart,
And Martha knows that. Martha knows
Martha knows
everything.
it all.
Yes.
color, dark color. It's going quite a bit more into burgundy, purples, just dark, kind of moody. They call it a moody look.
So even during like a spring wedding or a summer wedding, they would still choose the darker hues?
Well, it depends on the bride. Again,
Okay.
like I said, it's very individual. You don't have brides that they just look for color that they like.
Yeah.
In our shop, I've noticed a trend back towards white.
Oh,
all
really?
white. Or green and white, like the bouquet that I brought tonight. They really like the greens. Lots of different greens giving you a different feel and look, with white. That's a
And
big
I feel
thing.
like at Utah Valley Bride, the bouquets I see that come through our photographers are ginormous, like heavy. I mean, oftentimes they're this size, but some of them are huge. It's just personal preference, or
It is. It
Okay.
is. But a lot of that too, especially in your industry with the magazines, florals will do those bigger bouquets, those over the top bouquets
Okay.
as as a statement. This is what we can do. You know,
Okay.
kind of a thing.
So not let's hold this bouquet that's 15 pounds for 2 hours and wedding.
No, most brides opt for a smaller bouquet for the wedding.
Okay.
They do like the bigger bouquets though for their bridal shoots.
Okay. So
we do
how,
like that.
how far in advance do you like people to come in and visit with you and get everything lined up?
Usually, we see them all over the place.
Oh.
You know, I mean, I've had some come in 6 months before, or 3 months before, or today I got a call for one that's on the 24th. So,
Okay.
you know, you just don't know. But we like to give our vendor at least 10 days to 2 weeks notice to get the flowers in.
You're very well known in the valley.
Yes, she is.
And so I think you're very wanted. So I think probably the earlier the better, right?
Oh, yes, because I book up, and because I like to give my bride my full attention on her day, I don't like to double book.
Okay.
So, yeah, if you're planning a wedding, come and see me soon because I am filling up.
Okay. And is it helpful for the bride to bring in pictures? Do most people bring their phone in and just show you on Pinterest or screenshots what they want, and then you can do pretty much anything from there?
Totally.
Okay.
In fact, I used to hate Pinterest. Now it's my best friend.
Okay.
But that's the first thing I say is, okay, get your phone out and let's see what you've found on Pinterest, you know. Because even though, you know, they might not have the budget for something that they're looking at, I can usually help them find a replacement flower or bouquet that will work with their budget and what they want for
You
their
did
look.
that. I know with my daughter Brianna, she had these centerpiece things, and you told me how much it would have been. I'm like, But then you said, but we could downsize and just make it just more of a statement rather than this big thing. And you brought it right down, and it totally was perfect. She loved it. So thank you, Carrie.
Well, you know, that's what we're there for. We're there to guide and to kind of give brides an idea. I think people are shocked when they first, you know, hear prices. And so that, you know, budgets are a
budgets
big
are
thing. You need to plan on a budget. A lot of the industry says 10% of your total wedding. I don't believe that.
Okay.
I think it's usually less.
All right. Well, the best way to get a hold of you.
Best way is to call us
Okay.
at 801-794-1850 or get a
right.
hold of me on my website.
Thanks,
Fantastic.
Carrie.
Thanks so
Good to
much.
have you here.
Thank you.
Next up in our bridal fair, the wedding cake. The wedding cake is like the crown of the evening. Welcome Whitney Burge, the blonde who bakes, to the show.
Thank you.
Hi, Whitney.
Hello.
I love that you're from Spanish Fork.
Oh, it's
Yes.
so fun being here, and I love that you're from Spanish. When I met you at Utah Valley, I was so excited.
It was fun.
Yeah.
But how convenient that is for our viewers to like pick up a wedding cake here in town,
Yeah.
or pick up some macaroons,
Yeah.
or what do you call them?
Macarons.
Macarons. And you teach classes, so we don't have time to go into that. So audience, make sure you follow her. So she's incredible.
I think that's the most amazing part, that you're actually here in the flesh, because you just like, it's like you're this person that exists on social media.
I love doing all this stuff.
Oh, that's
my favorite.
amazing.
So yeah.
Well, where do we start? Afwa?
That's right. I mean, so what's popular as far as wedding cake?
Okay, so cakes, the trends change a lot, but I think my favorite trends right now are probably like the drip cakes, the naked style cakes. So that's when you see the cake and there's just a little bit of frosting, and then the geode cakes.
Okay, what's a geode
Geode
cake?
cake, yeah.
So geode cakes, so you know what geodes are?
Yes.
Yeah.
It just looks like a geode is coming out of a cake. And then
My
there's
daughter-
marble cakes where it's fondant and it's just a marble style.
Fondant.
Yeah.
Is that
Yep.
still in style?
Fondant,
Yes.
certain styles of
Okay.
marble are, yeah. But then there's some 3D kind of cakes that are very modern. Those are really popular, but
Oh. So it's
like I
just
said,
personal preference and your style.
yes.
Okay.
So what about cake tastings?
Oh,
so is it
those are
very
my favorite.
really? So is it still very
Yes,
traditional for the bride and the groom to come and have cake tastings with you? Okay.
A lot of people like to stay traditional.
Okay.
A lot of people, though, like to do the to-go option. I offer a to-go option now because lots of people like to go and have a date night after it. So I'll like package everything up and let them take it out wherever they want to go. So they don't have to just sit there and eat it in front of someone. So they can either sit there and have it,
That's a good idea.
or they can take it
What's
out.
the most popular flavor?
Most popular, I would say, is either the vanilla berry or the chocolate berry. Yeah.
Now, isn't it kind of a pain to do a cake tasting? Because doesn't that mean you're like making all
So
these
I'll
different...
I either let them take 2 or 3 flavors.
Okay.
But it's really nice because I'll just bake them a little 6-inch of each flavor.
Oh, okay.
And then cut them in 2s.
Okay.
So how far in advance? Sorry. I know, we're like so curious about cake.
Yeah. The first couple years I booked about 4 to 5 months in advance, but now I'm booked about 8 to 9
No
months in
way.
advance.
Cake out doesn't happen in Utah, Whitney.
I'm booked out about a year now, so it's fun. It's really fun. I'm booked out until July next year. So
Like July 2019?
yeah,
For wedding cakes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So what's the budget? Well, what should people look at?
My most popular budget range is I like to stick in the Utah Valley budget range. I like to be affordable for everyone. So I'll be from about $100 to about $600 just to let everyone
No way.
have a good range.
Okay.
So
That's really good.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So what about, besides wedding cakes, if someone wanted to do like some macaroons or something?
I do a lot of different desserts. So I'll do
Okay.
like macarons and I'll do birthday cakes and I do lots of different desserts as well.
Okay, so
for the day as well, is that for the wedding day? You'll do not just the cake, but you'll also cater for...
I offer catering.
Oh,
Yep, lots of others.
Very
Whitney,
nice.
this is
It's
awesome.
fun.
So what's the easiest way for people to get a hold of you?
So you can go to my website. I have a contact form there, and you can let me know what you need. My website is theblantoubakes.com, or if you want to contact me through phone, it's 801-857-0596.
Okay.
Oh my word! This is just this is amazing. You have to come back and visit us another time. And we have to have a
love to.
tasting,
I'm
and we have to
right around
play.
the
This is
corner.
just too
And
much
we
fun.
need to have like a night out with you.
That would be
bake.
fun.
Sure, yeah.
That would be so much
That would
fun.
be
You guys can
amazing.
come to one of my classes.
Oh, we would love to.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
That would be so fun. Okay,
absolutely.
we're on it. Thanks,
Well,
Whitney.
thank you for educating us on wedding cakes.
Anytime.
Oh, and Pete says, this was a bit of advice from Pete.
yes.
He says, if you have a cake at the wedding, to make sure that you cut it at the reception. Otherwise, you will have a bunch of cake to take home. So share it with your guests,
That
right?
is a great tip.
That is.
I definitely recommend
Yep.
that.
There's more studio chatter on the way. Wow, we made it again. What did you learn today?
Oh, it's fabulous. Okay, I loved the wedding dresses that came through.
Yes.
Totally shocked. I'm an old girl, old time. What's what they say? Old school
Traditionalist?
girl. Yes, traditionalist. I am, because all the dresses were kind of ivory. Even the one that looked like white was not white. And I just believe in that purist, what was it? What did you say? Purist? Well, there's another word for it. White symbolizes youngness, freshness. You know what
And
I'm
I
saying?
totally disagree. I
love that.
love the colors, the underlays, the choices that the girls have now. I bet none of those girls have even heard of, you have to be married in white. 'Cause
Well, not have to. It's just a thing.
Oh, see, and I love the color too. I'm all about the Sarah
like
Jessica
what-
Parker.
it's like having a
get me
wedding
a black
dress
one,
in
a blue
black.
one, a pink one, a purple
But
one.
it's like, but having a wedding dress in black, for me, that's like, woo,
I think my biggest shocker today was when Whitney, the blonde who bakes,
Oh my word!
being booked over a
Yes,
year out.
that's true.
in
That's
Utah.
amazing.
That's awesome.
That is
Okay,
amazing.
well, we tasted one macaron.
Oh, that
yes.
was to die
And
for.
okay, now we
the
know
lemon.
why,
Yes,
right? Okay,
yeah,
that
that
was
was delicious.
amazing.
That was
I
amazing.
kind of just want to have a cake,
Devour
just to
all
have
of it.
the tasting party, just a takeaway tasting party. So good.
So
I mean, that was
That's right.
amazing.
It
Yes.
was totally. Okay, just to remind everyone, we've got a new book club assignment, which is The Man Called Over. Okay, it's over because it's Swedish and it's a really
Yes.
cute story about an
Love
old
it.
man, grumpy old man.
So we've read it.
actually.
Have you?
Yes, I'm
Yeah,
just
we're
I'm
gonna
just
start-
now starting. I'm a
Yeah,
tad behind.
Wait till our next book club.
By Frederick Backman, by the
Yeah.
way.
Fantastic.
It's really, really good.
So fun.
Yeah,
What a
it
fun
was
time.
good.
And you know, so many of those people were local here in Spanish Fork. I mean, we did have the Forge Jeweler from Provo and Bree from Utah Valley Bride, but they were
around.
they
Still
were
encompassing
local.
Utah
That's
Valley,
right,
though.
yeah. That's what I
But
was
just right
thinking.
here, that
Yes.
you can really shop local and support your local businesses.
Absolutely.
Even when the kids are getting married.
Yes.
Oh, and I liked the photographer, naturally born photographer.
That's actually one of our
Photography.
Yeah, and Carrie's
film crews.
floral.
Yeah.
That's right. That
Right,
was
so that's
beautiful.
cool.
And the flowers, yeah. So it was great.
It was fun.
Well, we hope that you had fun too. Thanks for being here with us. We hope you enjoyed the Wedding Expo.